Hello friends, welcome to Miss Lori's Craft Room. Today we're going to be working on making the rolled rose from Cricut. This is one of the simplest flowers ever. Basically it's one cut and some ink and some tweezers and really easy. But I do mine a little different because I of course have to add texture to it. So let me just tell you what you need to start with. So basically you need, this is the cut. It's in Cricut and in the design space under 3D flowers. There's a few different ones. This one is a fatter, rounder petal, and that's one you want for this particular flower. It looks most like a rose. This one's cut at 9 inches. And depending on how tight you roll it, this flower is about 3 by 3. Okay. So for my flowers, you need to make them the way I do. You can see how textured they are. They're much more textured than the ones you're seeing. Okay, so you need distressing tools, which is a ball distresser. I use the big end, and you need a mat. I'll put in the instructions where you can find these tools. My favorite kit, which did include tweezers and stuff, has disappeared. They don't have it anymore, but I found one that's comparable. And then of course you need straight nose tweezers. So these tweezers that I prefer are called reverse action. Okay, so what that does is it doesn't make your hand tired because they just stay closed all the time. So this is the best kind to use. Okay. And these, the ones that come in the, I think it's the McGill pack, they have a pad. These don't. So that's why I have these silly little pencil holders on them. I lost my favorite tweezers and I haven't had a chance to, I couldn't find the kit, but now I did find it. So some ink. This is ink by Close to My Heart. I use this just because it's a dye ink and I have it. Okay. I was selling Close to My Heart for a while, and so that's why I have these. A dauber, you don't have to have a dauber, but you get a softer look. This is kind of soft, and that's what I was going for in this one. If you want to, I'll show you when we get in there what you can do with it. And then, or they also have the embossing ink that you can use. So let's get to it. So super easy. So of course, first you cut your flower. Oh, also you need a piece of scrap paper. Okay. You cut your flowers. So we're going to, first thing we're going to do is take the embossing pad, which is soft, or this isn't an embossing pad, this is a distressing pad. It's soft and gives you some push. So you can, basically we're going to kind of ruin the paper is what we're going to do. Okay. So, and the reason we're doing this is because see how soft and the petals go out? Where a lot of the flowers, the petals stand up straight, which I don't think looks like a flower. I think it doesn't look right. Okay, so this could not be easier. So we're just going to start in the middle, and we're going to use the fat end. Okay, and we're just going to, you're going to push it. And you can see what that does. See how it's lifting up? You're just going to go on each petal. Now, forgive me, this is going to take a few minutes, and it's kind of boring, but you just, and then see how I'm also going in, and farther in, I'm crushing the paper, and that's going to give it, it's just going to make it pull in more. So, basically, you're just destroying the paper. Now, I've also seen where people are getting them wet, and if you've seen any of my tutorials, you'll know that I do that a lot. But not with these, with this particular cut. When I make when I hand cut my rolled roses, I do wet the paper and squish it and give it texture that way. But on these, I would not. I don't like that. I think this is just as easy. And because, yeah, I just don't like that. So I'm just going to bear with me while I quickly do this. And if you're wondering where I got my tool, this is actually the one from McGill, but it broke because I pushed so hard on it. So my wonderful husband turned me a new handle for it. saved my tool. But this is much more comfortable too. I don't feel like I'm going to break it every 5 seconds. If I could figure out where to get these without the tool, then we would definitely make them and sell them, but can't find it. Okay, so I'm going to ink my flower before I put it together. That way I can get it deep down in there, okay? So, your ink, put your dauber on your finger, get it messy. So now I wanted the center of my flower to be darker all the way through. So for the first couple petals, I did it super heavy. In fact, you could even go like this and do it. See, that's the difference. See how dark that is? If you do it right from the pad, it's going to get really dark. And if that's the look you're going for, if you want it heavier, then by all means do that. It's actually a little faster to do it that way. But, okay, so we're just basically going to just go, and this is another thing which you're just going to have to bear with me. It's kind of boring on a video, but I'll try to go as fast as I can. And this is, of course, preference. You can go as heavy or as light as you want. Okay. I love inking. I'm going to always try to take everything to the next level, try to improve my craft. So distressing it and inking it gives you that. Even on just even solid paper, I ink almost everything, because what's going to do is it gives depth to your project. So, and this is cool. You can see what happens where you've distressed the paper. The ink picks up on those, so it looks natural. It gives it that, like you'd see in nature. You'd see the different variants of color. This cream with the pink is, of course, one of my very favorites. Excuse me, because you get a lot of variant, and I really like that. Ah, my snake is trying to get me. I will tell you that I do really prefer to just hand cut these myself. It's much quicker, but this is just a different kind of look. Cutting it with your Cricut. Okay, so we'll put our ink aside. Now, I'm going to try to get control of our snake here. All right, so get that side. Okay, so bring your paper in. So you're going to use your tweezers, and you're going to start twirling. Okay, sorry, I think I've kind of gotten off camera. Okay, so I don't necessarily go super tight on this, just kind of snug, but not terribly snug. And if as you're going, you can kind of bend your petals back a little bit. You can. So let me tell you one thing that I've noticed when you're doing these is this flower, particularly because it has all the different cuts, tends to go square when you're rolling it. So what you do is you just, as you're going, keep smushing it to make sure it stays in a circle. I've seen that a lot of people who post their flowers, I can tell that they've let it go square, and that's why they're getting that odd look, and it's making so they're not happy with their flowers. Okay, so as I get bigger, I don't pull it tight. I'm just going to let it naturally roll, and see how you can see the petals are kind of going out. Just let it do that. Okay, just hold. See, I'm just holding it. And I always work in my hand like this, because it keeps control of it. Okay. I'm going to go all the way to the end. Okay, so now I hold onto it tight, put my finger in there, so I hold onto the layers, and then I squeeze my tweezers and pull it out. Okay, so you're going to keep control of it now, okay? So if I wanted to, I could just glue it just like this, all tight. But I don't really like that, so I'm going to hold it. I'm going to put it on top of this. This is my scrap paper, and I'm going to actually glue it to this, okay? And no, it has a little tab, but it doesn't always work. So then I'm going to just let it go. Okay, somehow my camera went off. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to control let it go. See, so I'm just going to slowly let it go. But I'm going to keep my fingers here. Now see, it was kind of going a lot in the middle, so I'm going to hold on to that and just let it naturally kind of go. Okay, so now I'm going to let go. And one thing you can do too is you can get your tweezers and just slowly help it unroll just a little bit. See how I'm holding it down though? Because I don't want it to get out of control and I want it to look natural. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to pick up the, see, I let it go. So all you do is don't grab the middle, grab around and get it back to where you want it. Super simple. Okay. So I'm just going to grab it and I'm going to just sneak some hot glue under here. The nice thing about hot glue is it's really hot. So what's going to happen is you have a little fudge room there. See, so I don't like how these petals are lining up. They shouldn't be next to, they should be offset. They should not be on top of each other. So because I'm using hot glue, I have a little wiggle room. I can mess around with it. Okay, so I only glued one side of that. See how pretty that is. Go in and put some more glue on this side. Okay, and it was a little crooked, so I'm straightening it out, just pull it over. Now you can see that you really can get different size variations. These are exactly the same cut, but because it's just the way I let it, this one go out more, okay? This one I had a little trouble with, so I was messing around with it, so the paper got a lot more damaged. But look how pretty that is, okay? So then all I'm going to do is then I'm going to go underneath and cut off. My paper's getting, my scissors are not gluey because for video I don't want to sit around and wait the whole time for it to dry. Okay, so I'm just going to keep holding it down because it's still not cooled down yet. See how pretty that is? Oh, I just love it. It's so pretty. Isn't that lovely? It's just so lovely. Okay, so I'm going to show you this, so you're going to see how much texture you get. Now another way you can do it is don't distress your flour, roll it all up, and then you can do like I did on this one. Now this one, all I did was when the petals were straight, I took my tweezers and I just rolled. Now, this one took a lot longer than distressing it, let me tell you. All I did was just gently roll back every petal. And that took way longer than just using my distressing tool. But you can see it's just got a much softer look. So this one looks a lot more textured, but to me this one looks more real. So, but that's just personal preference. Now let me just show you what you can do now. So I'm going to open up my ink pad, and okay, this is a dye-based ink, so if I apply it right to the flower without the dauber, I'm going to get a lot heavier result. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm just going to catch it. And look at that. See how it just gave it 100%, made it look even more real. So of course that will dry to be a little lighter, but you're still seeing what I'm getting at, and you're just getting that extra step. I always try to take everything and bring it and make it look. See, look at that. Absolutely looks like a real rose. Absolutely beautiful. So thank you, friends, for coming to visit me. I know I haven't made a video in a long time. I've been kind of busy. So I will post the link for the McGill tools, and thanks for joining me. Have a fabulous day.